And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. It's the freaking weekend, baby! Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. All right, shout out to Great Goodies. Thank you for being the first one here this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. That's grinding. Shout out to the entrepreneurs, the stay-at-home moms and pops, the retirees. Shout out to the drivers, Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, over the road long distance truck drivers, and shout out to my brother Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Please go over to Troy's channel and continue to support and uplift that brother. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You deserve to be respected. Manners and respect to you. Here we are this morning on this festive Monday, this festive Friday morning. Listen to me. Now I see why my uncle them used to and my grandparents never wanted us in their workspace when we were growing up, because them you're going there as a kid and you move something and then they go in there next and it's out of place. You know, if you look at my lighting now compared to yesterday, lighting was bright and everything. The kids come in here, they play, they knock over my lamps and lights. And by the time me come back to do our next show, this is the kind of lighting I get. Have to start all over. It's all good though. People, we have a lot of things to talk about this morning, mainly three topics. Oh my God. Listen up. Ballistics testing proves. You know, some I got big up some people already. That's how we do it, right? But before we big up them people, let me get you into what we're going to talk about first. The three topics we're on this morning. We have a voice note you have to listen to. Shout out to a good brother of mine who sent in the voice note and thing. It's already out there, but ballistics testing proves that a policewoman's gun was fired at the scene. We're still on the Kevin Smith saga. I want to left it alone. That's why yesterday I cut from it and did something else. But this thing just keeps on getting more bizarre and more bizarre. Remember, there was a policewoman that was at the scene, right? All these things. We're going to get into that when we talk about it. But ballistics testing has proved. Now, you know, like how them said, the ballistics testing proves that Tommy Lee's gun that he was found with in his waistband had two high-profile people on it. We're talking about Wani British and we're talking about Father Fowl of the British link-up crew pump. One-man gun in a waist, so you were just walking around with it for a long time. All right, the ballistic testing then now proved that that police officer that was there at the scene, fear gun was fired in the whole melee that went down. But before we get to that one, let's talk about the cult pastor's body disappearing. Nobody knows where it is. Everybody is asking. His family has not seen it, and his attorney has not seen it. And Valerie Nita Robertson is who is defending his estate, because she can't defend him because him took away. He went in the rapture. So took away, went in the rapture. So she's defending his estate. Cult pastor's body disappears. She's demanding to know where the body is. We're going to talk about the one day. And then, of course, the voice note. This voice note was taken from TVJ, an interview that was done by and with a 18-year-old that was there, that described what happened in those, after they got the text, please come to the place, wrap your cell phone in foil paper, leave it at home, come to the location, the rapture is coming, need to load the ark, and that kind of thing. We're going to talk about that, the voice, but we're going to start out with the voice note, all right? That was taken from actually a interview. You can see the youth, but then blur out his face in the interview, because I actually saw the video itself, but somebody got me the whole voice note for it, the audio, and sent it to me. We're going to listen to this and pick apart some things, right? The youth is said to be 18 years old. He had on a face mask and he was in the back of the car and he was talking up the things then. So let's start out with the voice note. Let me say this before I start. Yesterday, my camera was freezing. On my end, I would see myself stuck like this, even while I was talking. So I was asking the audience, if you see me stuck or it's glitching and freezing, Please, like right now for me, it's glitching. Please say something. When I went back yesterday and watched over the live, skimmed through it, I didn't see any freeze. And people were telling me, no, it wasn't freezing yesterday, but on my end it was. All right. So today, if you see it freezing, just let me know, because I don't want to continue and you miss out on the important stuff. Let's go. Here we go. Into the voice note. Cock your ears that way, yeah. It's a bomber clottish kind of morning. And who don't like the word there, cock your ears the next way. Here we go. And press play.
Time news, and if you're watching on onespotmedia.com, thanks for joining us. We begin with a primetime news exclusive. An 18-year-old member of the Pathways International Ministries recalls how he was shot and injured as he attempted to leave the church on that fateful night on October 17. Kirk Wright has the details.
The young man, who was still visibly shaken when we saw him, says he remains in shock and disbelief. He did not want to show his face, but tells us Pastor Kevin Smith, who is now dead, had him and the other church members under a spell. On the night in question, he says Smith posted on his Facebook page that a tsunami was approaching and that all members should pack up and come to the ark, a reference to the church. The young man said he went to the church because he believed the pastor that the tsunami would kill everyone outside. He says inside, Smith became angry and began acting as if he was tormented.
He started a couple things and mash them up, mash up the wine, them road body, mash up cheer, mash up everything. Mash up glass and cut up himself and a ball out in our church. And I say, what is this man? I want to have a chance around here, chance I'm in a God now. I me things around your mind, isn't it? Then you walk and cuss and walk and say people to.
Sorry, I have to stop this. Wait, real quick. Yes, I have the speakers out this morning so everybody can hear loud and clear. The brother said he thought he was back there transforming into God now, because him around there mash up everything in the place and a badang, playing patchang, and a cuss and a carry on and a them people in there look, him a cut up himself in there. And I was wondering what those marks were on him. Keep listening.
Turn them back on him and he come in the flesh and then realize him and all that. That's God. You realize him. So we do it when he come and him walk and isn't it? Come out something and walk on it.
The young man says in spite of all that, he still saw Smith as a god and never lost respect for him. He says at this time, about 9 members were inside, while others were outside clamoring to get inside the church.
Because some people will come for the property. Because people want to come in and you get ball out. Say, Your Majesty, let us in, we're going to die.
At one point inside the church, the young man recalled that the pastor gave instructions to a church member to kill another, saying he would bring him back to life. The member was stabbed in the back, and immediately after, the young man says Smith followed up by shooting him. The young man says a few minutes later, he saw the member that Smith had just shot back inside the church.
Y'all listening? Because some people are saying it's freezing and some people are saying it's not freezing, it's good. You hear what the young man said? Minutes later, them outside begging to come in a car rapture come. They believe this is God. They have been called. They are chosen. Them I try get in, but when they reach there, him wouldn't let them in yet. Right? Them I watch what going on the inside and I beg outside, Your Majesty, Your Excellency, Almighty God, please let us in. We don't want to die. The frenzy. And then when he let them in, the massacre started. He said, the man tell a next churchgoer to stab one of them. And they stabbed him. And after him get stabbed, my boy just pull out him things and just finish him. Pow! This sounds like a movie. This sounds like a Hollywood script. This sounds like we're actually talking about a movie that I watched last night that was on Netflix or something. It's crazy. Shirley, I'm right with you. I don't know if I should have laughed or I should have cried or I should have been serious or what, but you know me, I have been normal like myself throughout the thing. This is madness. Let's keep watching because there's quite a bit more here.
begging him for help.
So Mr. Corey, I walk and I say, Your Majesty, I got shot. Can you heal the pain?
He recalled another bizarre act by Pastor Smith, which led to the death of a man who had come to the church for healing.
Stop again. You just shoot the man after you order somebody to stab the man, and then you shoot him after, and then he's walking around still coming to you who just shoot me asking, Your Majesty, I've been shot. Can you stop the healing? This sounds like some Shakespeare stage play. Your Majesty, I've been shot. Can you stop the pain? And him say, or can you stop the bleeding? Him want healing from the same person who shoot him. Here is another victim now. The same person I described now. This is how he went on to the other person. Pay attention.
Says the man was sick and had some tubes in his chest.
So he passed and look for him and say, Yo, do you believe that I am God? And the man said, Yes, I believe. Do you believe that I can resurrect you when you die? And the man said, Yes. So he passed and said, Alright. Pull out the chest over time on him. The man start bleeding out on him. And the man start bleeding out. The man take off his shirt, take off his pants. And Andre and our next man, I don't know his name. Like I know people there see me put him up and make him bleed out. That man is a body gun with black. Black man, black, slim.
I can't. This can't real. The whole of them I make this up. Or me, something wrong with me. Y'all know what a pick line is? You know, some people, okay, so that, it was that the man come there from hospital, you know. I'm guessing he left against doctor's orders, or he was at home under care and left and decided, said, I'm going to my healing because today this is God that can save me, right? Him go down there, you hear what the man do? According to the youth, him said the man pull out the tube them where man having him chest and blood start spray everywhere. And him ask him about, Your Majesty, can you heal me? And him say, do you believe that I am God? And him say, Yes, I believe. So pull out the whole of the something that man make the man start bleed out. The man get into a frenzy and start take off the whole of him clothes because blood a fly. Take off the whole of him clothes and lay down before His Excellency, His Almighty God, Your Majesty. Because the man probably believes, say what? I'm going to bleed out and dead, and He's going to resurrect me whole again and healthy. Him lay down and never get up. Yo, I can't.
The bleed up on the gun, man. And him a pass and say, He must die. And I call it resurrect him again, you understand?
Following that, the young man says Smith gave him and another member knives, saying he was going to begin allowing the other members inside and that they should be killed. It was then, he says, Smith called Tanika, the late employee of appliance traders inside the church, and started questioning her.
And the pastor said, Do you believe that I am God in the place? And she said, Yes.
Wait. So now him get this brother and others knives. And them are gonna have a free for all, stab for stab. So do we laugh at this, or do we like, what the a stab for stab I'll go on now, right? The members are supposed to like slaughter each other in there. So this man was looking for like a bloodbath to be washed in blood everywhere. Must be, if you want all these people to stab up each other in there, right? This crazy. This more than crazy. Now, the female the one I did the coverage on for you guys and told you about how she emptied out her savings and she went and took out a rather sizable life insurance policy. She removed her family members from her life insurance policy, which I believe was her mother and her daughter or something like that. Close family members, she removed them and put him, Kevin Smith, as the beneficiary of her life insurance policy. She is who he's describing now. Wagwan Dessa. So make we listen some more. A little bit more left.
And then the pastor said, Do you believe that I can resurrect you again when you die?
The other members inside and that they should be killed. It was then, he says, Smith called Tanika, the late employee of appliance traders inside the church and started questioning her.
And the pastor said, do you believe that I am God in the bed? And she said, yes. And then the pastor said, do you believe that I can resurrect you again when you die? I said, yes, isn't it? And then the pastor said to Andre, saying, go and kill her. And this again, I'm not much money now, I'm dead. Run for your life. And I'm my mind, no. Because I believe say it out loud, maybe that's it, sense my.
No, man. Me have to stop. At this point, he's saying that my boy has started talking about traitors in his church. Call Tanika forward. Come. I said, do you believe that I am God? After I talk about traitors in his church, you know, do you believe that I can raise you from the dead? She answered yes to all of those. Him said, him in the back of watch what go on, because other people don't get stabbed and shot already. And he's like, then a mad woman, this man, where the girl go? They got talk about yes, what? Run for your life, girl, run for your life. But he's saying it in his mind because he couldn't say it out loud. So him did a whole knife too, for stab too. I tell you, let me say my summation. Listen to the rest.
What did she do after the pastor said that? Did she put up any resistance or she stood there waiting to be killed?
Yeah.
She went up and started calling and I said, God, you are God.
You are God.
You are God.
You are God. You are God.
So I kneel on her knee and the man just go, our brother just go and cut it. And the same man I cut the woman through. And I said, John, you are really this.
She was a lamb to the slaughter. She kneeled down before the man, put up her two hands in the ear, surrender, says, you are God, you are God. After the man done asks her, do you believe that I am God? Do you believe that I can raise you from the dead? There are traitors in my church. Remember, when we covered the story, what her co-workers said? They said she is a person who did any and everything that that man said. She truly believed that he was it. And she must have. If you got to take out life insurance policy, you had your life insurance policy for a while, you remove your family off of it, you put this money upon it, complete sole ownership, beneficiary off. Kneel down in front of the man, say, you are God, you are God. And my boy just tell him henchman, him right hand man, him boom coon ace, him number one, Donner. And the youth said the man just walk up and just bust our throat. This can't real. This can't, I'm still trying, this must be a script. It must be. Listen, here's some more.
The woman, the man just came in front of me, man, me look at me and say, yo, no man, it's serious, and I tell me a priest that we could tap him. But if we could tap him, maybe we get shot or, you see me?
He says that sometime after 5 in the evening, members of the security forces arrived, but it took some time before they stormed the church. The young man said the police woman, who is a member of the church, was kneeling beside Smith, who then gave her instructions to take on members of the security forces who were outside.
They can't do it! They can't bother. No, this serious, but me have to laugh. Me can't bother. The police woman there. You see, when we recover that part too, me can't bother. Let me take off the glasses. Me have to laugh. Me can't bother. Me need water. I can't bother. So hold on then. The whole time, this law enforcement official, sworn law enforcement official, the policewoman, remember you know, and me say it, Lena put out, I'm piecing pieces together. Lena put out, said it was proven that the night when Smith left from his house, his mansion, to go down to the slaughterhouse, which was the Ark, he was escorted by a major from the JDF. Not only that, that policewoman was also riding in the same vehicle with him, which leads me to think, what did they say to each other before they went there? What did they say to each other before they went there? This is madness. And to think of who is involved. So you see, this woman been involved, you know. She been involved. No, is this the same woman that is married to the JDF major and or to the not the JDF major, but to the intelligence officer, which was not all these been put out. This is public information, and so far make up nothing. This is the woman that is married to the intelligence officer who was stationed in that part in a mobile, an intelligence officer. And he has since, I think they've been considering reassigning him. I don't know if he has been reassigned yet. So when the police then reach, based on intelligence they got, they're getting ready to carry out military tactics to go breach a place, right? To go conduct a raid and then buck and stop out a door. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I guess they was waiting for backup. I don't know. I'm discussing it with wifey yesterday, and wifey said yes. They said that they were waiting for backup. You waiting for backup? Okay. Hear what the youth said he did in the meantime? Took one of his robes, gave it to her, covered her, and tell her, said, go on out there, take your gun and go on out there and take on the police force out there. Take on the soldier them way out there. Them can't do you nothing. You are shielded and you are protected. I must joke this. So here what she do now. Because remember, you know, on the board I have this morning, breaking news, ballistic testing now proves that that policewoman's gun was fired at the scene of the arc where one big shootout did go on. Listen.
And tell her, say, yo, go on, go worry police, then me give you power, you can't get one. Say, policeman, get up. I put in give policeman on a robe, you know. When I feel robe, then put on your bar. So she feel mighty, you know, like, so she can't get. So policeman walk like a robe with a gallon. But you know what, they go fire no shot at all. They turn up once.
But she no go out, they go fire no shot at all. She turn up, she walk, get up, walk like a robot and gone. You would say like she's under a spell, like he is commanding her movements. And she get up and walk and turn up, but she no fire no shot. This woman was thinking. At this moment is when she realized she was in a bomber-clad situation. She was like, Lord God, look here. Me no want madman kill me. However, me now go out there go fire at them because then they're going to return fire. Me know say this a little robe when give me now go protect me from gunshot for real. Because you know some of them people here know the truth. But they go along and get along to go along, them kind of thing, because money is involved and clout is involved. This was the moment of testing. This was, this was the moment of truth. This was, brother, your rope can black got some hot 556. I come from out there, so them not. So she go pretending and got turn up. That's funny because ballistic testing proves that her gun was fired at that scene. The question is, who fired her gun at the scene? Keep on going. There's a little bit more left.
Sorry, so you know, but
Then he says, Smith instructed another member of the church who lived at Smith's house.
Hold on.
man. It's serious, because I tell me a priest that we go tap him. But if we go tap him, maybe we get shot or, isn't it?
He says that sometime after the evening, members of the security forces arrived, but it took some time before they stormed the church. The young man said the police woman, who is a member of the church, was kneeling beside Smith, who then gave her instructions to take on members of the security forces who were outside.
And tell her, say, yo, go on, go worry police, then me give you power, you can't get one.
And then,
say, policeman, get up. I put in give policeman on a robe, you know.
Who back up?
When I feel robe, then put on your bar. So she feel mighty, you know, like, so she can't get. So policeman walk like a robe with a gallon. But you know what, they go fire no shot at all. They turn up one side, so you know what.
Then he says Smith instructed another member of the church who lived at Smith's house to take up a knife and attack the police and soldiers.
The pastor tell him, say, go. No shot can kill you. You cannot die. You are immortal. Go and fight. You can't take up a long knife, someone like a, you know, the Rambo knife. Take up a knife and run out for a soldier and police. What shot for you? Man. He passed dead man, about 15 shot in it.
The young man says he was shot while trying to flee the church compound in fear of his life. He says he ran towards the police in the dark who believed he was trying to attack him and was shot. He's refuting claims that they were all naked when the security forces stormed the church. It did say that the pastor gave an instruction for them to take off their clothing and adorn themselves in white material. He said that did happen, but that they were always wearing their undergarment. Kirk right here in Montego Bay for TV. News.
And again, shout out to TVJ News for that one. We use it as a, for a discussion so we can get into this thing. And now that you guys, let's say that before. Now that you guys have heard some of these details, that's coming up. Listen up. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. What kind of people? I bet say Pharaoh's. Let me stop. I was gonna say, I bet this is how much, right? Listen, and this is not for women alone, for man, to anybody who caught up in this. This is how much these leaders have control over the minds of. For instance, a woman got church, she all up under her pastor, or deacon, preacher, whatever her name is, one of them priest, whatever. When she reach home, she have very little respect for her husband. You hear him sit down in her living room and watch TV and talk about, babe, bring me a drink there. She said, you can't get up and get it yourself, Babe, what is for breakfast this morning? She said, egg and bread in there, It's not coggy. But you can't get her to do nothing. But this man can tell her if you got take on the security forces and give her one thin piece of cloth. It look like silk or something to make it out, all right? One thin piece of cloth and cover you with it and say, this will stop all the bullets and you are powerful. None of them can touch you. Go on and take on the security forces with one little pie and the whole of them out there with rifle. And you believe. And you get up and you march and you go. Some of us know how the policewoman never get shot. Because the brother said she get up, I'm imagining in my mind her just walking like this all the way to the door. And then she reach at the door, she just turn up her door, so. Like she ready for her mission. Well focused. Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. So gunshot never start flying. What happened? The police didn't look and say there's somebody standing in the doorway and she's holding a weapon and get ready and then ready up and say if she fire one shot we're gonna light her up and these kind of things. Like how did that part work out? How did she escape getting shot? And it's so much of this weird stuff going on. Well, anyhow, that particular police officer now, news flash comes in. You see, I love how people are like, oh no, always attack them foolishness there. A bad people bad out the road. No police not involved in nothing. See, that is same. These are the same police that people are telling people in their communities, but you must clean up your community, you must complain to the police, you must work hand in hand with the police. If not, you are a part of the problem. Really? Really? You know, see? Everything come to light, man. Granny said what was done in the dark, baby, must come to light. Believe me when I tell you. And if it's not today, it's tomorrow, but it's coming out. See it? This is not my headline. This is the Gleaner. The Gleaner. See it up there, sir? The Gleaner headline says ballistic tests confirm. All right. That the policewoman's weapon was fired at Pathways Church. Or maybe some policeman ready down there with the rifle and them go so and say, wait. No, brother, how would that? No squad it. I squad it that tell up that my man, the wife, you can't shoot her. And that go on, And that go on. She probably gonna let off a one popular ear. Bow, I'm here, don't shoot. It's me. Me no know. Cop, JDF captain, dressed in uniform earlier, escorted the pastor. Cop. and a JDF captain who were dressed in uniform earlier escorted the pastor. Lord God, Lord God. Let me go through this now. Let me go through this and read this phone. So ballistic tests have now confirmed that the gun of the policewoman was fired on the night of the deadly ritual at the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in Montego Bay, St. James. Them couldn't pay me for read the news because me would have came over in there laugh. And they would be like, why is the news anchor on the floor again? Because them thing is not real. It can't be real, but it is. You know? So a male congregant murdered during the incident on Sunday, October 17th, was shot and stabbed. You can get the whole everything. The throat of another congregant, Tanika Gardner, was slashed. Highly placed sources close to the matter, say spent shells recovered from the scene match the weapon of the police woman. On the night of the incident, head of the St. James Police Division, Senior Superintendent Vernon Ellis, reported that a pistol and ammunition were seized. He also reported that the police were shot at as they tried to enter the Pathways building to rescue the congregants that were in there. They had to call in reinforcement. Back up, please, back up. They had to call in reinforcement. On Monday, the pastor, Kevin O. Smith, was killed in a traffic accident while being transported by the police to Kingston to be charged officially with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of wounding with intent, and 1 count of illegal possession of a firearm. Police Constable Orlando Irons also died in the crash in Bogwalk, St. Catherine. Rest in peace to the Constable Orlando Irons. I think they sacrificed you, bro. You were to be used for the cover-up and the others too, but the 2 of them, critical condition, but making it. See? Smith's co-accused, who had traveled in another vehicle, has since been charged with 1 count of murder and has been remanded to return to the circuit court on November 3rd. We are up to October 29th, so he'll be in court in a few more days. Meanwhile, more details have emerged about the policewoman and a captain of the Jamaica Defense Force that is linked to the Pathways organization. Like we talk now. Sources told the Gleaner, big up to the Gleaner for this one. I do these things because I don't want nobody to say SouFLo out here spread rumors about people and everything. Yes, me tell you my source all the time. Those who listen know where I get my information from, and you can go vet it for yourself. Sources close to the Gleaner that told them that on the fateful night, both were in their force-issued uniform. This is the captain of the Jamaica Defense Force and the police woman. Both were in their force-issued uniform when they escorted Smith in his BMW X6 from his Coral Gardens home to the Norwood Avenue Church. The captain was the driver, while the policewoman sat in the front passenger seat. So him in the back being chauffeured, taking control of their brains from behind. Me no know. Weirdness. Now, mind you, Sunday is a no movement there. So where you and then something I make the Right Honorable Your Excellency Andrew Holness have to come and say, hey, we're doing away with no movement day Sundays. Of course you have to, because other people have been very much moving on Sundays. And this isn't the first one. And I left a comment. I said, "You no mean to tell me, say, you no never hear the whole heap of hooting and hollering and tambourine knocking up at the place up there, so every no movement there, eh? You no never hear it till somebody throat get bust up there. Come on, man, free up the country, man. Free up the country. All kind of madness going on under this no movement there thing." And of course, next day or a few days later, Right Honorable Andrew Holness says we're abolishing this no movement day on Sundays thing. and free up the place. Because them secret bust out. Because them get exposed. Because you have officials that are high in ranking and respected that are escorting this man to his gathering, breaching the DRMA, the Disaster Risk Management Act that was put in place to so-called stop the spread of the novel virus. But him get police escort to film thing. So you see when the people in Jamaica were telling you that no movement there, which part? SouFLo, listen, big party I keep. You hear me? Which part me come from? Big party I keep. And police I protect the party too. And them I make them money and the promoter them I make them money and people go out and party same way. I believe now. I'm not there, but I believe now. Because see them telling on themselves here. And they had to tell upon themselves. Because it's all out. You know, when the scandal bag bust out, you know, in the W scandal bag and you put in your little mackerel and your 2 pound of rice and you this and that in there. You don't want nobody know your business. But you walk on the road and piece of mackerel, juke your scandal bag and tear it and it bust out. Everybody see your mackerel and your 2 pound of rice and your half a bread and them a laugh after you. You can't even afford one whole bread. Half a bread the man got store go buy that. Time rough for you, man. Them secret bust out. That's what happened here. Sources close to the Gleaner told them that on the fateful night, both of the persons were wearing their force-issued uniforms when they escorted Smith in his BMW SUV X6, because I want X6 him out. They escorted him from his Coral Gardens home to the Norwood Avenue Church. The captain was the driver while the policewoman sat in the passenger seat. On reaching the church, she reportedly came out of the vehicle and opened the door for Smith to get out. He is being escorted and chauffeured. And come out, jump out and open the door for your excellency. Come on in, your excellency. Wow. It's not like same car broke down and him call a friend and his friend so happened to be police officials. Them in a house with them. They are very much a part of the planning of what was about to take place. Wrong or right? Wrong or right? It's a no movement, dear people. I miss me fly go Jamaica and pay for 8 plane ticket, 7 plane ticket because we didn't pay for Malani because she's 1 year old. 7 plane ticket me pay for and go down there and me have to sit down for no movement there. Lock up for no movement there. My kids are like, Dad, we fly out tomorrow. Could we like go see the beach or could we like, you know, I want to see a little bit more of Jamaica. I'm like, baby, we can't move. We got to stay right here. You know what I mean? We're not lawbreakers. We abide by the laws and we don't want to come out here and get into issues. It is further reported that the police woman, when you listen to come more there, I will eat more there. Again, I say big up to the Jamaica Gleaner. On reaching the church, she reportedly alighted from the vehicle and opened the back door for Smith to get out. Come on in, Your Excellency. It is further reported that the policewoman had been in Montego Bay from 2 days earlier. So she come in for the ceremony. Soon as the captain left the church, soon after the captain left the church, so captain never stayed for the slaughtering. Captain never want no part of that part there. Or probably he had to get back to other business, go tie up loose ends, go distract some people, go make sure, say, you know, them don't come this way and these kind of things. Pull rank upon them and something. Wait, let's call more backup. Let's get some more people out here, these kind of things. The policewoman is said to have traveled on a chartered bus from Kingston to Montego Bay on Monday, October 15th. And she spent the weekend helping other key lieutenants to prepare for the Sunday ritual at Pathways, referred to as the Ark. So like I said, and I've never read this before, I'm reading it for the first time in front of you, and I'm telling you that she is obviously a part of the whole planning of this whole thing. Sita, she is. She is also reportedly to have slept at the house of the deceased pastor on the Friday and on the Saturday night before the somber Sunday slayings took place. And you want to tell me that she don't have nothing to do with nothing? She is just a blind member like everybody else. That was the end. She is just a blind member like everybody else, right? And we supposed to believe that. Now, here the background now. We don't know it's a car crash, man mash up and dead and these kind of things, and you know he's no longer here. All right, here's the weirdness. The weirdness is they have appointed an attorney, a powerful attorney, by the way. They've appointed this woman to oversee and defend his estates. All right. She wants to see his body. She has brought forth to the news that his body seemingly has disappeared. One bag of madness will go on now, you know. His body seemingly has disappeared. She has made statements that his family has not seen his body, and she, as his attorney, who has requested to see it, has not seen the body up till now. So where is it? It's like them can't find it. She is demanding that they produce it so we can lay eyes on it. A lot of his followers are saying, I told you he wasn't dead, and they don't have the body, and there will be a resurrection. He has gone into the great beyond. I don't know. I can't make this up. We cannot make this up. So what's really going on here, people? What really are going on here? Because as you can see, a whole heap of people name is in this hat, you know. Whole heap of people name is in this. I can't help but to think that right now there are quite a few people that are like frantic, jumping out their skin. Listen, make sure not come up with my name on it, you know. If you not bring up my name, me I carry everybody else with me. You understand? So to make sure, I'm gonna clean this up fast. Dead or not dead? I said to wifey yesterday, I said, if he's dead, then for sure he was killed. If he is dead, then for sure he was killed. He had to be, because they know he was a squealer and he would let him go tell. So if he's dead, and them kill him. Now we wonder why. How bizarre, how coincidental that this man was on his way to Kingston from Montego Bay to go have charges officially laid against him. You would have been charged officially today. And we didn't even make it to the courthouse. We didn't even make it to the judge. We didn't even make it to where we were going. Big car accident, so severe that it cost lives. Something in a something. Something in a something. Again, some people are saying that the man is dead from before him going to that car there. Others are saying, trust me, he's not dead. Them know what them do. He's going to be somewhere else with a full plastic surgery, because him have the connections to do all them something there, and he'll be just fine. We don't know. I don't know. Right now, I don't know what to believe. Somebody send me picture and say, see him up on the ice now. The one next picture, what has been floating around, see him up on the bed in the hospital. One next picture been floating. There's so many things to talk about here. Where do we start? That woman who, she must have changed her clothes into her whites after she got there, because when they did pick her up from there, she wasn't in police uniform. She escorted him there in uniform. She changed after she got there into her whites. When they found her, she was also in her whites, as was reported from before. Spent the whole weekend at his house. The man who he ordered to do the slashing of the throat lives at his house with him. Big rainbow flag in the back of him church. Man live in your yard. No woman and children. This is weird. Weird. Nivram Slumas says, SouFLo, it is said by close sources that the first car hold on there, that the first car he was transported in first broke down and he was switched into that blue car that crashed. Me don't know where you get that from, but they have to point me to that link there. Because one of the questions that we had is that a standard car that you transport a person in, a suspect in, especially a suspect who is facing that kind of a charge, double murder. You just throw them in any little car and just drive them go up. So there's also a report that said he was handcuffed in the back of that car, but the fire rescue team cut off the handcuff before removing him from the car because they couldn't lay him on the gurney with his hands handcuffed behind his back. Okay, me have sense. Me see handcuff. Me know how handcuff work. Walk with me through this. Tell me if it makes sense. Handcuff come with cuff, cuff, and a little chain in the middle, right? All right. In an emergency situation like that, very hard to remove the links, the cuff part from the wrist. See? If they were going to cut the handcuff off of him because it's an emergency and we have to get him to some help quickly, all they would have done was bust the chain in our middle right there, so. Bust the chain in our middle right there, so. Hands free. Lay him on the gurney. Why would they go in the car and completely dig off and try to remove this other? Have y'all ever had a handcuff? Have y'all ever? I get to their freaky life now. Have y'all ever had a handcuff? You see how the handcuff work, right? Tell me if I'm making sense or not. So them can't fool everybody or anybody them think them can't fool. Them can't fool we over here. A lot of us in here have sense, okay? Handcuffs don't work like that. And in an emergency, when you're focused on saving a life, you would bust the chain in the middle, throw him on the gurney, and get up out of there and get him some medical attention as quickly as possible. If he was hit so hard that he's unconscious, obviously some internal damage is there, because we don't see no blood on the outside or nothing. Let's get him in real quick and make sure, you know what I'm saying, we get some help to him. We don't have time for you to dig off the handcuff, bust the chain. But no, don't bust the chain, but just you have to take off. And do you know how hard it is to cut that part of a handcuff? To bust it? And anyhow they did, it must have been done with a tool. And one of them tools there would have left other kind of markings on his hand because handcuff close. Ah, boy. So is his body missing or not? Well, listen, the last thing I followed up to, you know, this news keeps changing constantly. See? So maybe later on today we'll hear that his attorney has officially seen the body and Miss Robertson will release an official statement saying, yes, we have seen it, it is him, blah, 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 whatever else. But for now, his attorney, who is appointed to preside over his estate, has said, Nita Valerie Robertson has said, they have not seen his body. They are requesting to see it and still have not been allowed to see it. And the family has not seen his body. Normally, if something happens, you have to call in a next of kin. You have to call in a wife, a husband, somebody who live at the house, a sister, somebody. They have not seen it. They've been requesting and still have not seen it. So where is it? Where is it? They can't present it, is what she's saying, and she wants to know where it's at. Yo, let me tell you, when them say Jamaica is not a real place for real, boy, we'll all lie. We festive 24/7, 365. Everything go on in that little island there. Like we in a, if I head, we in the red. We are in everything. Good and bad. We are in everything. We're not short of nothing. I tell people that overseas all the time, I say, we ain't short of nothing. On the island, we're not short of nothing. Riches there, real wealth there, mad people there like how them there here, guns in abundance there, murder rate up, this, that there, good people there in abundance there too, intelligent people. We're in everything. We're in everything. Somebody says Jollywood, a Jollywood with an A, Papa. J-A, Jollywood. I feel with Hollywood, you know what? Somebody better coin that phrase and run with it and start push out movies out of Jamaica, reenacting these scenes. I'm just giving ideas for somebody to make a come up because me don't have the time or patience to do that. But if you can, start your Jollywood movement, just like how them have Bollywood and Indian movies come out of that, and them have the African Hollywood stuff, and now you have Jollywood, which is Jamaica movies. Do it because we festive bad. Them can't fool me. May have questions. I don't believe he was I don't believe that accident was an accident. And ballistics testing ballistics test we can't put it together in our brain. Ballistic testing proved. Then them allow enforcement official and all. Let me ask you something. They were either brave or stupid, or they really believed that their position was so mighty and high that they would be protected? Or is it that they really believed in him, that he is God, and as long as they're working for him, nothing wrong can happen to them? He'll protect them the whole way. Because they left so much fingerprints behind. You know what I'm saying? If they had intentions of doing this and hiding and not being associated with it, it would be common sense to not leave a trail. Nobody couldn't tell some charter. Them wouldn't know how me reach a mobile because I probably would arrive for the yen back down there. Them wouldn't know how long I stayed at his place leading up to the event of them boarding the ark. These are fingerprints. They wouldn't know how. They wouldn't know that I got out in my full police uniform and opened the door for him to go in and slaughter people. They wouldn't know. Me that cover my face. They like there's so much that adds up where they can like trace back. Yep, paperwork. Yep, people see you there. Yep, you're on the camera here. Yep, that's you right there. Why did they leave so much fingerprints? Did they really believe that this would not come back to them? And by them being exposed, you must understand, say, no, bigger people are exposed as well. So in my mind, I'm thinking they in danger too. Because, you know, who have the power to cover up is going to start playing chess right now. That one is compromised. Flick it off the board. Bling. That one is compromised. Anyhow, them hold on for him, the whole of his secret boss out. Get rid of him. Bling. That I go on now, you know? So everybody are running around power now. Trust me. The whole of them running around power right now. Who are gonna kill me? Me know me not safe. My God is dead. If he dead, or him run with Ghana, wherever left me. You know, so the news come out say his right hand man can't afford an attorney and has asked to be represented by a court appointed attorney. You know, when them read the Miranda rights, they say if you don't have an attorney, one will be appointed unto you, because it is every citizen's right, regardless of what you're charged for, to be properly represented in the court of law by an individual that is trained in law jargon to understand the law and take you through it, so you get somewhat of a fair trial. Him not no money. Him a beg for liar. Or maybe him having money. No, all his money was stashed up in the kingdom. You live at the man yard. Why? Why? And why? In many ways, why? Why were you there? Why are you living at this man yard? When did that go on in the yard between the two of them? Because you know, this is the other rumor that's floating around that sex charges were coming. And they're talking about sex charges involving children. Remember, one of the persons that went there, the man was saying, I'm going to pay a month. Him? Me think him and him wife did freaky anyways, and that's stuff that they wanted to see. Because if I went somewhere and saw that once, the minute they started it, I would have left so fast it would have been like I was not even there. And I'm not going back. I don't want to go back to see if, let me see if what I saw the last time was real. But he went back and back and back and brought his wife and brought his daughters. And now in my top. No, my car. That is soon finished, okay? If you want to come say good morning, you can. No. Yeah. So if you are a young adult and want children in the future, don't get listen, man. See, that's why they hide your comment because I ask you not to come on my platform and put stuff like that up here. And when you damage my platform by doing that, and people go away saying that I'm running an anti this or that campaign platform, and y'all wake up one morning and see SouFLoTV is no longer on YouTube. But somehow, no, that's why I say if you want good for others as much as you want good for yourself, you deserve to be respected. Please think about what you're posting on my before you post it up here, because I know the ramifications of it. You know what I mean? Don't do that again, please. All right. And the calls are coming in. Let's hook this phone. My phone dropped from the speaker. Keep calling. I'll take your call. I'm gonna take your call. Morning, you're live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Live on the air with SouFLo. One family. Brother, the thing weird.
This past Netflix series.
Jano, I saw a Hollywood movie this.
It past Netflix series. You know when you watch Lifetime and Lifetime full of drama with the obsessive people them are going to kill them excellent. This coming like there's nothing that can compare to this right now in 2021.
Nothing.
You see me?
Nothing. No. Talk.
Yeah. Based on the interview them do with the youth, that sound like, but in his description of the pastor behavior, that sound like him didn't know say him run out of time from something. And him gonna try to kill as much people as possible, isn't it?
And that's the part of the ritual where it required 144 bodies. But how am I gonna slaughter 144 people by himself? Him that try to figure out how to do it. Make them kill each other.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like this is my opinion. See? Whatever he's a part of, I feel like him violate somebody. And whatever spirit that protect him probably knows him that run out of time, isn't it? So he probably want to shed as much blood to buy himself more time. Because there's no way, and that interview that kind of answer some of the questions from the app. When the story just come out, me I wonder how so much people can so fool. You see me? But now me I say them as some serious peddler in the youth.
Brother, even the like the brother saying he want to run, but him couldn't run. And him watch it happen in front of him and him still couldn't run. Like
let me tell you, as a farmer Christian Tom is a backslider now, isn't it? I mean, I tell you, as a farmer Christian, when music go on church, see? And the bishop is African. See? And there's some discomfort me used to feel, me and my wife used to feel when we used to go there, see? But every time we say we're not going back, there's always something pulling me back to the church, my youth. And it's like we want to feel happy, but it's like a whole heap of mixed feel, like we're not comfortable, but we cannot stop. We couldn't stop going. Isn't it? And we couldn't understand why. We were unhappy going, but we couldn't stop going to the church. Isn't it? So how we have to stop going and move. We end up move out of New York, isn't it? And so we couldn't bother with the back and forth traveling. And somehow we end up stop going to the church.
Rotted.
Isn't it, sir?
So the man, the brother they was saying.
Me understand first and now. So when you understand, it's hard. You know something wrong, you know, but you can't find the strength to stop with it.
Do you feel so you break that spell now? Or
But
where you feel like
I mean, them, to me, they might get a break, but a spirit, the way they not control him, it's still lingering around.
No, me I talk about you. You feel like you get a break from that, or you broke away from it, or you feel like.
Yeah, man. Nobody can fool me about the church. Nobody can fool me right now. So.
All right, so you're free up from under that spell then.
We're free up.
All right. Drop.
You see me?
Boy.
So it's like some serious spell that my brother. So when people are talking about them not believing in a spirit and believing in a demon, whoever said them not believing in them thing then, I either because them stuff they exist.
Yeah, man.
The Bible tells us we rest not again. Remember, you know, we are in a spiritual world, you know.
Yeah. You can't.
Because we as you and me as a man, we are spirits, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people fail to understand that we are spirit occupying a house.
Yes.
The flesh is the house.
The vessel.
When the Bible tells us, say, yo, spirit cannot die. When we leave this body, we as the spirit, we go somewhere else. Because the spirit itself is like energy, you know, it's like electricity, you know. You can't get rid of it, you know. You see it?
Rotten.
You can't get rid of the spirit.
All right, brother. Wrap it up for me.
Like whatever spirit was controlling that man, if you don't find someone go already, it's looking for somebody else. Because when I listen to the guy when it stops, if he help, if take him out of the car.
When I'm saying touch him and he's saying raise up like
heaviness come over him. That spirit was still there.
See it.
You understand what I said? That spirit was still there because remember, you know, when alright. I go say something. Me not go steal that. I say something.
Alright, because I want some other people calling too.
Yeah. So I want a lot of people understand. You see, you as a person, when you're looking at the mirror and you look for yourself, the physical you, it's not really you.
Talk, brother, talk. Wait, you lost me, I know.
As the man.
Wait, go back to that part. Right. The call them are coming and they're interrupting your call.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now, so when we look in the mirror and we say we are looking at ourselves, the person we are looking at in the mirror is not really who you think you are. Because you are the spirit that's inside that body. You cannot see you. You only see the flesh. The flesh is not really you. You understand what I said?
God no. We have to go read it. Yeah. The call them are coming and them are interrupt your call. That's what I say. Wrap it up for you and make somebody else call in too.
Alright, my brother. I'm not going to hold up there. Go and mess up yourself. But just for the people that know, say, yo, this spiritual, yo, it's getting more intense. So, if you can't figure out God for yourself, you're doomed. You're doomed, brother, because worse have come.
Real talk. Big up yourself and thank you here.
Bless up.
Manners and respect.
Bless up.
All right, somebody else can call in now. Good morning, you're live on the air with SouFLo.
Good morning, SouFLo. How are you doing?
Good morning, I'm here. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. You know, I don't understand people that say they go to church and then they're enthralled and they're stuck there. I remember going to a church with my neighbor. And I went there, the people are all getting in spirit and carrying on and just doing all kinds of crazy things. And I looked around at everyone and I wondered if they felt as uncomfortable as I was feeling. And it didn't seem so. And I noticed that there was this woman that was getting in spirit. And the man that was trying to, I guess they're trying to hold her when, you know, they're jumping around and
so they don't hurt themselves, like they hold them.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had an erection. And I saw it, and I
wait,
I'm like,
why? Like, She was backing it up on him. She was gyrating on him. How did
she was? Well, I mean, I don't think that she was deliberately trying to put herself on him, but she was moving around. You understand, and jumping around and just all over the place. And he's trying to hold her, and I noticed he was trying to hold her to him, and he had an erection. Right. And I looked at the woman that was next door to city. Well, my neighbor, she took me there, right? She told me our church nice and our church good, and she pray every day. And I've known this woman forever, right? But I'm not a church goer per se. And I said, you know, sure, let me go with her, right? Church. She said she's a nice woman, and she said the church nice, whatever. But I look at her and it looked like she didn't see. Or go over her head, and then I look back at the man and I clearly see that this man has an erection. And then they had water, they were going up to the altar because the water that they had came from Jerusalem, or I don't know, it was holy water. Yeah. And they were sprinkling it on the people and sprinkling, and everybody in the church was just jumping around and carrying on. And I was just focused on this man with erection with this woman, and nobody else is paying attention to it. And I'm like, am I the only one that's seen this? Well, I never went back. Yeah. I never went back. And I told another neighbor who was her church, but I said, you know, to the older woman, I said to her, you know, your church is kind of odd and the man had an erection. And she chuckled and she said, no, sir. And we said, yes, sir. And she laughed again. She said, no, man, I know nothing that.
I know nothing that.
Oh, okay. Never went back. I was never drawn to go back. Like, why?
What?
And I never felt like I need to jump around. And two, I never believed that the water was no holy water. It just didn't make any sense to me.
Now let's question that.
I'm not sure why these folks would go and sit in front of this man that calls himself His Excellency or whatever and believe his lies or what. It doesn't make any sense to me. I saw a video where he was spitting in people's faces. Spitting in their faces. Mm-hmm. And they were walking up to him and accepting it. One woman looked like she didn't like it and hit him. And then they all surrounded her, and then he was done. He said, oh, the devil, the devil. Like, what kind of nonsense is this?
Madness.
Complete madness. Complete and utter madness. I wonder, though, I spoke to you the other day, and you said that you had seen pictures. Mm-hmm. I wonder if he's really dead now.
I'm wondering, too. That's why I'm saying if he died in that accident, he was killed.
Absolutely.
If. I'm not putting my neck on the block and saying, sure, I'm dead. He's dead for sure. I don't know now. Now I'm really on the fence.
Now you're confused, right?
Yes. Yes, because here they come looking for body, and his attorney would not have went to the press to say the family has not seen him. The attorney who has been appointed to see over his estate has not seen him. We have been demanding to, and we haven't. That's weird.
But if the attorney has not seen him, I'm wondering why she would
make it public if they're trying to hide it, right?
Exactly.
Right.
She's in on him getting away. Why is she making it public? Did something go wrong? Were they all in it together and he was supposed to disappear? But no, they're not holding up their end of the bargain because they're worried he's going to say too much. And so that's why now he's completely disappeared. Because it doesn't make sense that she would come out and say he's missing.
Right.
Or the body is missing.
Right. Because she would flaw the cover-up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's me confused right now. I am in a place of perplexity. Me perplexed. I don't know what to think now.
She's an idiot. She's worried about getting paid as well on top of it all.
Yes, and making a name. Although she has a name already, but you know how that goes already.
Yeah, it's scary. It's utter nonsense, and it's scary. And also, knowing Jamaicans the way that I claim to know Jamaicans, I would never believe that somebody could go into a community in Jamaica and do these things to people and they were accepted.
We have changed, I'm telling you. We're not the same people, I'm telling you. Listen now, we had this conversation for a while now. It's changed culturally we have shifted. We've gone to something else. Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We have. We have.
Absolutely. Anyway, so far, we're ready to take another caller.
All right, big up yourself here.
Pumpkin pie.
All right, big up and thank you here.
Okay, take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That brother there will he have the erection in that church. A long time him want to hold that the church sister did. That's not nothing to do it. When he see her, I go so him said this is my opportunity. What's how him feel about her already? And she did give him some vibration, you know. The thing turn up and that go on. Me see a pastor yesterday preaching and the pastor said the only women he don't want sitting in the front row of his church. And you see the video? Is the woman them that dress skimpily. Because although I am a man of God, I am still a man, and I'm not gonna try to fool myself. You're not coming here come distract me. That I seen people in the comment section talking about yes, evil and this. That is as raw as it gets, and that's the problem within these institutions. They don't want to hear truth. They want to believe that a man is so holy that when pum pum flash past him, face him don't see it, and when titty flash past him, face him don't see it. And him up there preaching the word of God because he's closer to God than you are. So God vibrates directly through him, and then you must go through him in order to connect to God. And a bunch of foolishness. The man that when I saw it last night, I said, anyway, the pastor then me would have go in church. Me would have go in church, go sit down and take in a ceremony. Now, if I see any weirdness going on in church, me cut and me not go back. You hear my voice and me cut and me not going back. However, that piece what I'm saying, the only women I don't want sitting front row in my church is the one them who dress skimpily. Because you're now coming here, the man say it. So the church brother there what she talk about, I see them church sister, enough of them see them something there, you know. Them call him Big Dick Brother Johnson. Or all kind of name for him, you know, see them print out in them pants, them on Sunday. Them go to church for all different kind of reason. You hear me I tell you? Them go to church for all different kind of reasons. I remember a comedian recently describing the whole heap of big hood them that she saw sitting up on, and she was like, but they're all attached to old men. So I just beer seed bag, I swing on all these things. And it's like it's so huge. She's like, God damn, Brother Johnson, like what is that? You know? And but now, like still, before I started working in the medical field, I used to walk around like, me now look for a man, but me I walk around in that grocery store. I miss certain things, and I said, blood, fire, that little old man there that can't real. And then we get to realize that them have them pampers and them kind of something that because urinary incontinence is real after you reach a certain age. So I'm like, yo. But all this time, Mr. Me can't wait to get that age there because then you're going to get one of them big old sitting there. Oh, God is real. God is real. Joy Turner says, SouFlo, you're perplexed. Pray, calm your spirit. It ain't that serious for me, man. Me don't take none of this serious like how y'all do. So someone will go dive deep in. Please listen to me. Listen to me. My energy and my spirit is different. All right? What I believe in is what I believe in. I don't share all my stuff with you guys because I don't think it's for public discussion. But please understand me when I tell you that me I laugh. True. I'm truly, genuinely laughing. Don't tell me I am red because I can't stop laughing. I'm actually holding my laugh in because I don't want to just laugh for 5 minutes straight. I want to start cut from the life. You know? It's foolishness going on. How did they allow all this to happen and allow themselves to be a part of this? From my idea, I'm knee till now, nobody couldn't trick me like that. Yeah, that's that. So, I guess. Hold on there. Let me answer this. Morning, you're live on the air with SouFlo. Morning, family. Let me turn up the volume there. You all right? Yes.
What I don't understand is people still think that this is the only person in Jamaica behaving like this.
Exactly.
It's not enough. It's a one for church in a corner Jamaica where I do them kind of thing.
You know, you say already. Me say more to come. On the way to see. And learn, you know, the other one, them now, them learn how they could be exposed. So what them are going to do now is tighten up them thing more. So them not get bust out like this, I want to get bust out. Me I tell you. But
and Jamaicans still a fall for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still a fall for this Jesus thing. With them people are out there. We not go around you. They just tell you the truth how we feel about this whole thing.
Straight.
Them still a fall for this Jesus business. And the moment you talk about it, I for them say, some of these things they don't know, you need to stop it. And understand that this thing here is a whole. They might talk about the big thing there, the big beat. And yet still, them believe in this Jesus thing.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I don't know enough. All I'm saying is the people weak mentally. You know, I see it in the comment section here.
Because of weak sense, so they realize that them guys Jamaica them can't do all the nice little corruption things undercover.
One. Exactly. Say that again. One. That's all.
Jamaica weak sense right now.
Right, that's
all.
all.
So people can just penetrate it with them because rape business of going around there stuff and nobody not talk about it, and then because corruption of going there to undercover paying this and paying that, anybody can penetrate them country.
Facts.
And the other can penetrate the country and deal with them because something here.
And the laws are easy to beat.
Under this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Them good with that.
Very true. Right, that's
nobody
all.
Not think long term.
Boy, me have to laugh my way through this because it's like the more me read into it and the more parts of it develop and come forth, is like, is this really real? Like the people them read, and that's how them read through it. And that's how them read through it.
About some people, man, about how much man live, 7 man live in the yard. And I tell the man them what to do. Team I went up to do. I have kind of mixed up foolishness.
You didn't hear about the little boy that hold on there, you did?
16-year-old picnic live in the yard, and use them up as a kind of different.
That's all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I back down people and all them things. Let me go in one of them places and never learn for me. But them are back me. I back him back.
No must. But you know, so they would have hold you down in there, because they would have said, here is the devil. They would jump on you and hold you down in there, no?
You can't believe that the country turned to fool.
Watch a video.
A long time, you know, this is not no yesterday or today, you know, come into your mother talk about bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, bedroom say me go fly and jump out a breadfruit tree and
broke your leg.
So, you know, all them people don't read them history and understand, so they just sit here a long time. It's not so to take one next time.
Make up yourself here.
Yeah,
all right. Granted. Yo, there is one where them talk about the little boy that was appointed unto him, and him designate that youth there. No one know whether youth there. I want to know where that youth is. I want to know how long that youth has been designated by him to go everywhere he goes and be the little. You can see him holding the umbrella over him while he was in the pool. Now me going to the pool, I'm not going to the pool because sun or shine, and I want to take in some vitamin D, right? I don't know what kind of vitamin D them did I take in, but I wanted to take in the creator's vitamin D while I'm relaxing in the pool water and get some laps in, swim, and then come out. Me moving around in the pool, me don't want a man coming in the pool, come hold no umbrella over my head. That is strange. But if I said it, nobody wouldn't believe it. But the picture out there, so if we see it, so now we're looking at the picture again like this. This can't real, but it's real because we're looking at it. So I want to know where that little youth there, because I need help. I am absolutely sure him go through some things. And where is his parents, by the way? Remember when we tell about them parents, they were them trusting, you know, they are very trusting, because this is how we were trained growing up. You say, pastor, don't pass the place and don't ask no questions much. Just no says respect go to that person. You say politician, same thing. You say police, same thing. So that's how we were raised, right? Well, what happens when those people turn into monsters? So you have parents that will actually leave their children with a man like that because she says, it's a pastor. Mommy say, a pastor not doing nothing. We got pastor church all the time. But If you've been going to this pastor church and all the things that these members who run and jump while they and escape are talking about now, you should have known. Say, I don't know it's safe that for your little youth figure. I could take a next call. Morning, you're live on the air with SouFLo.
Morning, my brother. Wagwan.
Morning, family. I'm there. What?
All right. This is a pastor thing that we touch on.
Yeah.
A long time we did have a convo with it, you know.
All right.
Never give a little details, a little situation I'm going to show up here.
See.
Me have a church, murder everything, you know. All right, we are going through little problems and thing, and we go to the pastor, and we talk to the pastor, for counseling and everything. All right, when the pastor talk to you and thing, and we go home, when me take a stop, only thing was say, the pastor call my wife and I talk to her without me in a conversation.
One away.
You see, after me find out that and me go to him, I one hell and powder was in a brother. And that's why I talk to church, you know. When we turn to her and I say, so how the counseling session go? What you talking about? What you talking about? So I say, you're the pastor and I talk. You know what I say? Is a other elderly lady asked me question and me can't repeat to her because she was there when the pastor called my wife and me no know nothing.
Why? Yeah, man.
Now I'm going to call the name still because it's me as a youth. Me like you know, in a certain way.
See.
But me not like blow up people, so you see me? But there's a lot of things after unfold. So when you said that thing, I was like, a couple of years still we talk it up.
See.
But we never get around it. We really never get around it. Because it's not a topic where we still see a touch, you know, with a reason, you know, but we just give the input. All right, next thing I ever share with you again. Watch out when them waiting in there with the funeral. You see that body? That casket when stay outside the church. You see the church where them have a select is a different type of church. People who in them something there never church inside. Them stay outside.
May I pay attention?
May I tell you?
I will be watching to see.
Remember, I tell you said I used to work at a funeral parlor. And I've done 3 funerals like that. And it's exactly when we are trying to bring it in the way in there. Not even the pastor will say, the pastor right hand come to you and tell us that the body leave out here. Outside the body I go see it. Close casket. Remember me say that.
All right, brother. May I pay attention? And oi. All right, sir.
Have a good day, my fam.
Blessed.
And in waiting in there, look on Miss Lewin. Him rape one 12-year-old and him plead guilty to it, and Miss Lewin let him out a couple years back. That same man.
That same man there.
That same man, Miss Lewin.
Paula Llewellyn.
Yes. Him plead guilty, and she come and claim say, oh, she have to explain why she let him go. There's a lot of ties to it. Just be careful. Keep your details and talk. But just be careful.
Yes, brother. Definitely. Me know that one I go deep. That one I go deep.
All right.
All right.
You notice. Chang don't come and say nothing. Me can't call him name, you know.
Yeah.
You notice he don't come and say nothing. Bigger things happen and you see him come and talk about, oh, we were gonna deal with it swift and waiting in there, and we gonna apprehend who and we have who. Why he can't come and say that now? You see that strap thing? All right, I'm going to teach you something, my brother. You see that strap thing, that one strap thing from Bruce Shearer with this one strap across right name there? That is another sign of their clan. Think back when you were younger and you see them and wait name there with the one. Like me say, I can't wait name there, you understand?
Yeah, brother.
I will fill you in how I can.
All right.
Much love, my brother.
Much love. Keep the link.
Big up yourself. Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, we have to bring in the speaker, you know, because that's the same brother we called the other morning and in there talk about Mrs. Southman in there talk about, oh, he has a sexy voice, and somebody else said, boy, my voice deep and nice, but we can't hear what I say. So I have the speakers in this morning, and we are able to now hear everybody what everybody is saying. Him talk real sense the other morning, and him talk even more sense now. This is why I love this platform, because I don't profess to know everything. And a lot of the times on certain topics, I really don't know much. But dealing with the public, you get to know a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? That's why you listen to people when they talk. When some people are saying, cut them off, next caller, I'm like, no, don't cut them off. Don't be so quick to dismiss. Because some people go down into some stuff sometimes that you don't understand, but you become enlightened and you're like, wait there. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning. How you doing?
Oh, that's good. I'm so excited to call and say, give a greeting this morning.
All right. Thank you for being here.
Yes. You know what? I guess I hear myself echoing, but maybe not.
Right. You do. You do. We hear you echoing too.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
You know, I'm so surprised, to be honest with you. I'm a little taken aback by the level of gullibleness of the people, honestly. Like, I was born here. My parents are from Jamaica.
Right.
And when growing up, when I thought about Jamaica, Jamaican people, my culture, it's just like, yeah, I come from the strongest people, strong mind, strong body, strong just everything. You know what I'm saying? So, and I noticed that there is like a regression happening. But this level is just extreme. This is a really taken aback. You know what I'm saying? Like, my parents are born in they're older. They were born in the 40s from country. So I was raised with that same kind of very traditional Jamaican household, Jamaican values. And that is the lens through which I saw the culture. You know what I mean? But to see it today is just like, wow, there's something. And you know, the funny thing is that around the world, anytime, you know, if you're in a space, anytime somebody hears Jamaica, there's such a level of respect that other cultures have for Jamaica.
Right.
Rather it be Russia, rather it be Africans come around, they're like, oh, wow, yeah, Jamaica, yeah, man, I love the music, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, we're not living up to our name.
Nope.
We're not living up to the standard. The world literally has a standard for the way they view Jamaica and Jamaican people. And the level of regression, I don't know if sometimes people don't know their own greatness, but it really, something has to change. And I wish that Jamaica was the type of environment where people could go back, you know what I mean, and feel comfortable and build. Because I think that is what's missing.
Yes.
Like, when I think about China was not always China as we know it. China was once a little place that used to, you know, they used to talk about the yellow man and make fun of Chinese people, all that kind of stuff, and everything that come out of China is broken, it's no good. China sent their young people out of China. And they said, go to America, go to UK, they used to take pictures in the Japanese and come back and learn and be connected. And even if you go there and you have children there, make sure that they have a loyalty to the motherland. The motherland is China. Come back and teach us what you've learned. And the thing is that, you know, Jamaica is really wrapped up in, you know, China buying this, China build road and all that other kind of stuff. But the real jewel that China had, the real jewel that Jamaica has is Jamaican people who have come to this country, who left, who joined the military, who are doctors now, who are engineers, who have gone to university. If we could get a chance, even me, and that's why I'm not born there, but that's my blood. If we could get a chance to go back and teach and build, but they don't give us a chance. China don't love you, we love you. China's not gonna be in your best interest. The only people gonna be in the best interest of Jamaica are us.
Jamaicans.
But you don't give us a chance to come. So people can come there, they can start their little cult, they can take advantage of you, you can get a bad business deal, you can pick up all kind of slackness, because the jewel that you have, you don't
don't give a chance. And if Jamaica would give Jamaicans a chance to go back and build and teach and pour the love we have in our heart into the country, Jamaica would be a superpower in the Caribbean.
Fire.
And Jamaica is about to meet its demise because it continues to undercut the very people who want to sow into the soil.
Facts.
And until that change, we're going to continue to see all this kind of slackness going on. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So, you know, I mean, that message, I don't know if the people on the, even on the whole bleaching, I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Talk true.
It's a mess. You know, they need to give us a chance. People should be able to go home and feel comfortable and feel free and feel safe. You know, so that must change.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you again. Thank you again.
Yes. Take care.
All right. You too.
All right. Bye.
Listen, after she just said that, I know some people be trying to call, but I turned on the volume real quick just so I could say this. How long have I been saying that? Why do you think I've been saying that we need to go back? Why do you think I've been saying, how long have I been saying that the people are my focus, are the people who left, went away, maximized all their opportunities overseas, made something of themselves, and they're ready to come back and they're willing to come back, but they can't because they're afraid. Haven't I been beating that to death for quite some time now? Why do you think I'm focused on that? Because if you look at what is going on in Jamaica, there's a major brain drain going on. The smartest of the smartest gets to leave. Once them go overseas and see opportunities that are given to them or that are there for them to exploit, most of the time they're not coming back this way. You understand? So with that happening over, and if you constantly taking the brightest kids out of a classroom and you only want the brightest kids that enter that classroom, what is left in that classroom eventually? The lower thinking children, the slower children, the children that are not so fast here. I'm not saying that nothing wrong with that because we're not all born with all the same gifts, the same package of gifts. But that right there. Now, for people to leave, go overseas, make something of themselves from other lands that have more opportunities, it would be ideal for those people to come back into the island. That way, when stuff like that coming out of place, we'll be there to be like, listen, don't go mix up in that foolishness. Let me tell you what this is. Okay, come here, read this. Come here, put you on to this. So the people can look and see this what's going on around us is BS. It's not for us, all that kind of stuff. Them not do that. This lady just said everything that I've been trying to say for the longest. And this is the reason why. We have changed. We're not the same people. And it happened over a period of time, but it happened. So the people who she remembers as Jamaican, you can't run nothing by them people there, no. Jamaican, yo, them people don't play. Jamaican, yeah, they're hard workers. Jamaicans, yeah, they're full of pride and integrity and dignity, and their culture believes in hard work and education or learn a skill. And Jamaican, they believe in ownership and entrepreneurship and moving forward and these kind of things. And the teachings of great giants like Marcus Garvey and these things drifted away from all that. So when you go now and you look and you see a whole different people, it don't match up to the giants that we stand on their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So and that is the change that took place over time. Why we end up which part we end up now, to where you have people kneeling down in front of a regular man. Do you believe that I'm God? Yes, you are God Almighty. Yes, you are God Almighty. God Almighty, you are, Your Excellency. A man cut your throat because you believe say him can bring you back to life. So you're gonna make him cut your throat. That little piece of statement right there could pretty much be applied to everything all throughout the system. In trouble, and been in trouble for the longest. All right, family demand Jamaica to excavate that land and find some of we missing. Every freaking time y'all say that, the first person that comes to my mind is Jasmine Dean. Every time y'all say that, the first person that comes to my mind is Jasmine Dean. Now I'm in a no spot to that, but it should just keep coming to my mind every time we say that. whole heap of digging need for going around any property that this man was associated with. Boy, I don't know. When did we get here? I don't know when we arrived, but I know that it's been a process. And it's been a process, and just like I keep on telling y'all, we kept accepting and accepting and accepting and accept. Remember when we used the skirt as the analogy? And I said, remember when skirt used to long all the way down her ankle? And them used to say, no, woman must keep themselves like, you go out there and show legs, man will lust after you, then you attract attention that you don't want, and these kind of things, right? Start out down at the ankle. They came in and they fought that. No, tell me what to do. It's modern time, want the one thing, want my skirt short, some breeze, cause Jamaica hot, all these things. Boom, skirt reach a knee. We say, all right, skirt reach a knee. Don't let the skirt go any further up than the knee. It's at the knee. Okay, you still cover the thighs and think, you know, man likes his sexy thighs for a woman and them something. Because it was all about diminishing lust and focusing more on people and person than, you know, and it's like if you put cheese out there and a rat is out there, the rat are gonna yam the cheese as soon as you turn your back. See, so you're out there advertising thighs and this and that. What do you think? Man, look on it and want to come get some, and some man is willing to take it. See? So then we accepted the skirt going from, now this is an analogy, and I'm using this to go across the board. We accepted how we accept things until it starts to hurt us. Then we accept the skirt went from the ankle to the knee. Then the skirt went a little bit more further. Move on, go. Them tell me about skirt after their knee. I'm a granny them wear skirt like that. My skirt after up yourself. And I don't want my skirt too short, like my body jaw them and drop out, but it can go a little shorter. So the skirt went halfway up the thighs. And now when them sit down and cross them leg like this, you see a big piece of thigh under yourself. Man, they are salivate like KFC hot. And we never seen that much thighs before. Jesus Christ, what that? Thighs. And then we went from that to the skirt went way up now to every time them walk, them have to pull it down back and I pull it down back. And man now I follow back of them, especially the pervert them following back of them because my weight to one body drop out of it and she keeps pulling it down while she's looking what pervert is coming. Gosh, why are you staring at me like that? Because your ass cheek them outside and I'm a man. I mean, nah, like your body look good still. Like we try to like sway it the next way. No, it's a pervert. No, you have the whole of something out the door, my girl. We accepted that to that till them fling with the skirt. Them go dance naked in a see-through dress. Just put two something over the nipple and one patch over the pum-pum area, and that's it. We started out accepting long skirt. We reach a naked in public. And now that is what we call a bad bitch. Can look on our body, and then everybody wants a body like for our body. So now you have doctor we can carve you up this way, cut out this and stuff in that, inject this and pull out this and put your own back better. And because we started out accepting and accepting and accepting and accepting and accept, we never draw no line and said no, stop right here, so. But I'm not coming down hard on the women. I'm just giving an example of, you know what I mean? How we accept and accept and accept all the things that weren't good for us. A people life, make them go and live them life. Every, you know, a little bit by little bit by little bit till what the I want this and we there a laugh. We've changed. It was a gradual process of acceptance all the way. Cause even me, this over there say, you know, in my Rasta days, you know, like my woman with a long skirt and them thing there. And then I fell out of that. And I was like, man, women should be allowed to wear. Who am I as a man to tell a woman what the hell to wear? You know, she can wear whatever she wants to wear. Stop trying to oppress the women. Then get to your brain, you jump on the train, and you start championing with them too until your daughter turn up out the door naked in our outfit that you can see through, that you've been admiring on other females. Now your wife or your daughter is out here and only our two nipples and our front covered. And now you want to be against it. You know? So that's where we are. Me know how we reach which part we reach. Accepting. And sometimes it was through force. And sometimes it was through peer pressure. because you couldn't talk out and say anything else, everybody burn you out. And people want to feel like they're a part of, like they belong to. You know, so sometimes we just go along to get along and get along to go along, whatever. Nothing happens overnight, but it absolutely falls in stages, and they are subtle, as you say, and bam. Yes, just like we murder rate. Just like our murder rate. Go and look on Jamaican history. You will see the murder rate. 100 and something, 50 something, 30 something, nothing. And then they started going up. 200, 300, 400. We started saying, damn, things are getting bad. But I saw it going up. 500, 600, 700, 800. And it happened and happened and happened gradually over time until we got stuck. Guaranteed over 1,000 every year for the last decade and a half. We got used to it. So it's not serious to us anymore that 1,000 of our citizens are murdered every year. 365 days. And you get over 1,000 murders. We're not talking about people that are dying from old age and natural causes. We're not talking about people that are dying from accident, car accident, drop off or something, drowned along a river, nothing. We're not talking about people that dying from like sicknesses like diabetes and heart attack and these things. We're just talking about just murder. And we've accepted it and accepted it and accepted it and become desensitized and desensitized and desensitized till it don't matter no more to us. Now when somebody said, blow, you know, say, oh, 1,100 or something, going to Jamaica already, you know, in the 10th month of the year, 1,100 and something. We skip past it like this. Why? So the thing go here, man. So anyway, the Netflix series that I talk about, you watch it yet? Yeah, I tell you, said the show bad, like just gone right past it, like the magnitude of that number, 1,100, and the last time I checked, it was 1,130. I'm sure we reach almost 1,200 by now. 1,130 in the 10th month of the year, over 100 a month. Over 130 days, and we're desensitized to where we don't even care. So what you think gonna happen? More coming. Worse it's gonna get. Morning, you're live on the air with SouFLo.
Hello?
Good morning, you're live on the air with SouFLo.
Hold on, sorry, you're playing the background. Hi.
Just turn down your device that you're watching us on, and then we can hear you clearly. You won't get any feedback.
I put you on the pause. Can you hear me now?
You put me on what?
It's not playing it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I was watching your video, and a lot of things that you're saying, it does make sense. Like, you know, one of the main things I think that's going on in Jamaica right now, people, we just don't fear God anymore. And it's not just Jamaica, it's like, it's over the world, but like, we just don't fear God anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. But are you conscious of the kind of God that the Jamaican people were given?
It's not the kind of God that you're given.
No,
it's a matter of, you know.
I'm asking you if you are conscious of that was a direct question to you. Are you conscious of the kind of God that the Jamaican people were given?
You're talking through slavery?
Yes, because it's the same God that the majority of them look up to today and worship today. So are you conscious of that?
Yeah, but it's a lot deeper than that. That's what I'm trying to explain.
It is.
It's like, you have to connect with your soul from slavery days when we're going through stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, but that's hard to do when you've been taught falsehood your whole life, and that as an adult you have to re-educate yourself and do over all that stuff that was put in you.
Yeah, but you know, it comes to a point, it's where you have to go. Like I was born in Jamaica. I'm 29 approximately. I grew up with my grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, even though I grew up with them, I was living in this society where if something don't make no sense, it don't make sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
I live in Canada now, and when you come here, you get exposed to so many different things. You know, and I've been doing it on my own for a long time, but at the same time, it's just like certain things is just not for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to be strong in your head. Most people don't have that. That's the problem.
So we lost that spiritual connection, and you're like you said, it's not just Jamaica; it's all over the world. We've lost the spiritual connection to.
Yeah, where it's just like you're easily swayed. Even like in the States, when you saw like people worshiping in church and gunmen come and shoot up the place, what causes that?
Yeah.
You're in the church, you don't feel like something wrong or something off.
Right. People never answer that question though when I ask them. They always say it's deeper, and I'm telling you that until we can like really dissect that and have a true serious conversation about that, then it is about the kind of God that they were given.
But look at it this way. You know, I grew up in an Anglican church. When I left church or when I stopped going to church, it's because I see a lot of things I don't really, it's not really for me. That don't mean I'm going to leave God, you understand? I live in this country.
But what God did you take from the church?
Sorry?
You said when you leave church, it didn't mean that you left God. That means the God that you know is the God that came from that church.
Well, no, not necessarily. Because even though you went to church, right, that wasn't like your only connection to God. When you're outside the atmosphere around, in nature, you're supposed to be able to feel things. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people lack that. They can't, what's the word they use? Discernment? I've been to church before, and if something don't feel right, then nah, go back. You understand?
Right. Right.
I'm in the church, you're trying to tell me about God and about marriage and all of these things, and you know, where's your husband or where's your wife, or you know, why pastor trying to collect my number and message me on the DL? You gotta think. People gotta think, man.
Yeah, I get it. Absolutely. 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 But
yeah, that's just what I'm saying. Like I came across your page when that guy was in jail, in prison, locked up in Jamaica. And you touched on a lot of interesting points, and he was talking about a lot of interesting points, you know, and it just shows you the system all over. It's broken. Politicians, judges, everybody alike, all people want is money, and that's it.
Got it. True.
They do anything for money.
Yeah, and that's the world. But we have a thing in Jamaica. Remember what we call dance a yard before you dance abroad, or clean up your household before you go pointing at other people's house and thing. Yeah. So we know what's going on in the world, but we zero it into Jamaica to make the conversation more focused. What's up? You want tomatoes, lettuce? Okay. I'm gonna leave this live soon. So I'm gonna cut you off and let somebody else get a call in. And I appreciate you. And unless you have anything else to say.
No, good conversation.
All right, manners and respect here, and thank you.
Stay blessed, stay blessed.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Look. Until they're ready to have that discussion, then anybody who mentioned church to me, if you can't see what I'm saying when I make a statement like that, then you're not. You're kind of like walking, sleeping. You're kind of like walking, sleeping. Yeah? But dig into what I just said. I won't even repeat it before somebody else can make up a next agenda that I'm over here doing something. But dig into what I'm saying, and you will see where that truth is. All right? We're going to end it right here this morning. I don't want to, but I have to. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. No, can't do it because somebody is calling in. You're live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. SouFLo. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Not bad. How is the family?
The family is great, you know. I can't complain.
Okay. I'm going to piggyback off the lady who called before the last person about the reputation in Jamaica. Okay. I'm going to start by saying this.
we no longer have a society in Jamaica that believes in moral skills. And what I mean by that is this. They allow things to happen too frequently. And there is nobody who is willing to say, hey, that's not right. There is absolutely no one. So everybody is in this big pot melting. And nobody is taking the moral responsibility to correct it. Even in the home. And it's the homes I'm talking about. It starts there. I'm going to give you a perfect example. All of my adult life I've been living in the United States. And I remember as a nurse going out to work. And the minute they found out that I was Jamaican, they automatically hired me. Don't happen no more. The first thing when you're Jamaican now, Lord God.
Problem.
Problem. Big problem. I used to get my job just on the nose of being Jamaican. No more.
Facts.
The moral skills and compass and judgment is completely off to the society that's behind us.
True.
And I don't know how we're going to get out of this mess. But it's affecting the Jamaicans who come to this country and work extremely hard. And I'm going to tell you, when I was going to work, they would say to me, Thompson, my God, you're so manageable. You sure you never visit England?
You have me on speaker. You have not to cut you off, but you have us on speaker.
Yes. No.
Okay. It's either that or your device that you're watching us on, if you're watching us, is up as well. You need to turn it down. Turn the volume down so we can hear you.
Okay.
There we go.
My God, you're so manageable. Where you get this from? And start from my home. No, when you even call Jamaica and you say good morning, then go, then they'll give you back that good morning. Yeah. It starts from the home. If you don't teach these young children how to operate in a society, they're going to meet situations like this in the churches.
Yes.
Because I've left quite a few churches that go against my very grain of how my mother raised me. And guess what? My mother wasn't educated. My mother lost her mother when she was 13, and she had to raise the rest of her kids in Jamaica. And I didn't even know my mother could not read until I finished high school. But how I got through all of that, she pretended she couldn't read, and she demanded certain things from me. So I want to know where's the excuse of all of this shit going on in Jamaica. Where's the excuse?
You know, you're touching on something. You touching on it this morning. You know, that's why.
Where is it?
Decent Jamaicans overseas kind of hide themselves from Jamaican gatherings and Jamaican boogayagas and all that other stuff. And this is real. If you speak to a lot of them, they'll be like, yeah, I know which part them hang out and stuff, but I don't go there. And that kind of stuff, right? We weren't like that before, and you're absolutely right. Yeah.
My mother used to say to me, listen, don't go there because these people think differently from me. We have to be a certain kind of way. We have to walk a certain kind of way. We have to talk a certain kind of way. If we go down the street and Jamaica to the shop, we have to tell Mr. John morning 10 times. That's not happening in Jamaica. Where is the moral compass? It is completely missing out of this society.
Broke up.
And that is what's happening today.
Everything goes
into all of these misjudgments. Then go on the street and feel like she got cut off everybody. Then go on the card and feel like she's answer to everything. I don't get that.
Or fight anybody. Everything goes.
Fight everybody.
Yes, everything goes. Yeah.
Where did you get this from?
It's the new us.
With this cult pastor. And the problem that I understand from all of this, a lot of Jamaicans are not being educated. They're not reading. They're just going with the flow. Like someone of me. You have to sit down and pay attention to you and get a good sense of direction. So, you know, I am totally lost. How
how we resolve all of this?
You have the answer
I
now.
need to know.
You have the answer. You're asking all the right questions. You're telling me that you yourself have the answer as well. You know what it is. You know what the issue is, and you know what the solution is.
I have an incident in my family where I had some kids came up and registered them for school. And the educator who's there for 30 years is saying to me, this is the first time they have met children that are coming from Jamaica who are not as competitive as the rest 20 years ago. They don't know how to read, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to balance themselves in public. And, you know, we have to start teaching the younger ones how to operate in this society. Teach them right from wrong. They're not being taught right from wrong. The mother then busy up at 2 or 3 months, propaganda stuff. So these kids are not to fend for themselves. And we're suffering from those injuries now, and we're now seeing in the church.
Yes.
You know what church I leave because I see some issues, and I said, the Bible that my mother sit on and forced me to read. This is not how it operates in the church. Look up the 10 commandments and know if they don't want to read the whole Bible. Focus on them, the 10 commandments. The true Yeshua. The true Yahweh. Says, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not do this. And then you go in a church and the man teach you something different. And you sit down there and
you sit down there and take it in and take the man word, don't?
And take it in and take in everything. Where is the moral compass? That's what I want to know. You could completely missing out of the society. Completely missing.
Yes.
You know, I can know the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. But just go to the 10 commandments. Are you good?
Mrs. Somebody said those are ancient day laws, but you must understand that some things never change.
No, because in Deuteronomy it says
your moral compass broken.
Should pass on from generation to generation. Generation to generation don't mean one set of people, it means everybody. So when you think it's form, theory, and philosophy, it's not all. Because it is written in the Bible, these things are supposed to pass from generation to generation, and church starts at home. It doesn't start in a building. And as soon as Jamaicans understand the church starts in a home and not a building, I think we'll be okay.
Right, that's all. I appreciate you greatly.
More than welcome.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right.
Have a good day, guys.
You too. Listen, me see the comment section I go wild, and that's all good. Y'all can debate this religious thing all you want to. I'm not into no religion. It's not that would be a debate for you guys to have amongst yourself. See, me not debate no religion or anything like that. I'm talking about principles and moral principles and the moral compass being broken and the ability to tell right from wrong, that and to be in a mind space where you are misled so drastically that you end up in front of a man calling a man in front of your God and get your throat bust and man give you a knife to kill your own brother or sister in front of him and then him shoot them too, and like that's madness. Because this is where this all started. This is not beat Jamaica up morning. This is where this all started, right? And that's what I'm keeping in line with that conversation. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning.
Hey, SouFLo, good morning.
Good morning.
SouFLo, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great, fam. You all right?
Good, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm here listening to you this morning. And, you know, my heart is heavy, man. Normally, I don't call up on these programs, right?
Yeah, you have to talk up, though, because we're live, and you know the people want to hear, or else it's going to be I'm silent.
Yeah, so, listen. My reason for calling is the following. You see, we're missing, as Jamaicans, we're missing the big picture. You see, everything that happens in any country around the world, big powers are watching. I want to repeat that. Anything that happens in any country around the world, big powers are watching. A lot of times as Jamaicans, we operate thinking that we're just in Jamaica, or we're just in our context. If you get where I'm going, anything can just go and the way we live our lives.
Okay, big powers are watching, but what does that mean to us?
It means that, you see, how we allow these people to come into our country, for example. Like we were describing this morning, how Canada, UK versus United States in terms of sex offenders and the way. How come Jamaica can be a place where certain people can just come in, operate for not 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 years, fooling up people, taking advantage of the small people. Yeah? And nothing happens. Now, you see, when you do that, there are other countries that are looking at Jamaica as a strategic point in the Caribbean and going, oh, is it so easy to infiltrate that place? No, all of we here thinking religion. I'm here thinking security, the viability of the country, of the people. I know you're probably sitting there going, what is guy going on about?
No, I'm trying to figure out, like, I understand what you're saying. Yes.
The thing is, man, in terms of Jamaica's existence and defense, for example, we need to understand that we cannot portray a picture of the country being so weak. We cannot portray Jamaicans as being so gullible.
We cannot portray
that lady that called up before, right? And I'm in total agreement with what she said. That young lady that called up also before and talk about how the culture has shifted. This is major. Do you realize that back in the 1960s, right? The premier of Singapore came to Jamaica to look at the laws of Jamaica because they admired the way Jamaica was operating. Copied a lot of the things that we did, went back to Singapore. They thought the same Singapore exists today. You ever look at the GDP of Singapore today and compare it to Jamaica? Yeah. You realize that Singapore is one of the countries that ordered the first A380 big plane. I don't want to go in too much of that direction. Right. All I'm saying is, no cut it right now, because we know you have to go. Everything that happens in Jamaica, the laws, the way we project ourselves, sports alone can't save us, And there's a lot about that thing that if something real happens, bad stuff happens in Jamaica, some big power is going to come to our ears. We have to take care of ourselves. And one I think that one lady said before, which is so true, Jamaica has to develop a system where we're more welcoming to expatriates and the people who have gone out, educated themselves and want to come back to Jamaica and contribute. That's what every Jamaican I know personally.
That was their dream.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, my brother. Manners and respect, and thank you here.
More time to you, man.
All right.
Big up.
All right. We're not taking any more calls. We're going to end this right here. We just passed the 2-hour mark. I think that was a pretty festive show this morning. So remember, ballistics testing proves that the policewoman's gun was fired at the scene. So we're going to see how that works out. I keep my eye on that because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm comparing and contrasting. The cult pastor's body disappears. The lawyer says they haven't seen it, and the family hasn't seen it either. So we want to know which part of the body gone also. And that voice note with that young man describing what he saw that night. I still think, like I said before, that everybody who is talking is actually covering up more than they're saying because them see other stuff happen before. And not only that, they themselves probably have been through some things that they don't want to talk about. Like, for instance, every man who go prison come back, come tell you about how prison steal, right? Yeah, man, boy, I get ripped off in there and them something that, but not one of them will tell you that it happened to them. Yeah, not one of them will tell you they were hoodwinked, bamboozled, held down, swindled, brainwashed into whatever the case may be, end up in a certain situation. So they're all hiding stuff anyways. So although we take their information, listen to them story, it gives us an idea of what went on in there. But don't think you're getting the whole picture. Them still a hold back some stuff. Because I'm sure them are somewhere right now. Boy, I give you the full 100 of what me see over the time I've been there. You would have shock, right? So there's more to come out, and we're going to stay close to this and see how it all unfolds. Before I go, let me say two things. One, if you're into music, go check out T Viral. He just dropped a mixtape, and T Viral, as you know, is my oldest son. He's also a recording artist. Go check out his mixtape at T Viral on YouTube. Not that. Before I go, there's a lady here that says, SouFLo, remember the children. What is that on your t-shirt? Bomba clock. All right. I hope if a man grab your daughter hand, your daughter have the strength to say, let go of my bomba cloth hand. Yeah. I hope if a man try to feel up her like a front or try to do something to somebody, I don't want her to be nice. I don't want her to say, stop touching me like that. Get off me. And these are these words that we use. The stuff that they try to beat out of us and out of our culture. It's a matter of self-expression and it's powerful. You understand? Because when you hear a Jamaican say, move your bumbo cloth self, you already know that that's a serious level of move yourself. This is the, I'm not going to tell you a bag of different times about move yourself. You understand? This is how serious something that gonna happen serious if me not move myself. And we need to be that. Yeah? So don't worry about this. If this are the most you ever hear any of your picking them say, trust me, they will be A-OK and quite all right. Lawyers, doctors, professors, everybody who you look up to, all pastor them yard that talk about bring the blood clot food come now. Bomba clot man, long time they are hungry and sit down. So y'all know how I feel about this already, yeah? This are us who is sitting this. And shout out to all the people who gave some donations this morning. I wasn't able to shout you out as usual because, as you see, it's a busy platform this morning and we're trying to take these calls and make sense of what we are experiencing as a family. So Shay Love, the last one that came in, Shay Love, I appreciate you greatly. Shay Love says, good morning, SouFLo, Shakespeare and SouFLo family. It's been a while, but Shakira Sphere is wifey's channel. But I always catch the rebroadcast. I woke up early today. LOL. Have a great weekend. Guess what, my friend? You woke up late today because this is the end of the video. But I appreciate you greatly, and I know you'll watch it over, right? Big up to each and every one of you that tuned in. Keep it positive. Keep your energy up, all right? Keep your mind clean, man. That is how people are able to pull you into things. When you're gullible and your mind is wandering all over the place, and you're just willing to go anywhere into anything. I've never been that kind of person. Big up to Miss Ruby and Mas Clevey. Clarendon raised me, Jamaica thing that them couldn't fool me from where I did there with me, so them can't fool me now that we are big people. It's just sad to see that so many of our brothers and sisters, though, are that gullible and are able to be fooled to that degree. Yeah? All right. One love. I'm out. And thank you, Denu. I appreciate you greatly as well. I'll catch you on the next video. Stay tuned. I'm going to update you with multiple videos today and tomorrow about not only this, but other things going on. I'm out. One love. Peace. Papa, you ready? No.